everyone, welcome to Soul Horizons Tarot. I am doing a reading for the sign of Virgo. It will be a love reading and it is general, so not all messages will apply to everyone. Keep in mind that signs and or gender of the cards do not always apply. So if it does not resonate, this is probably not your reading. This is for Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus. And again, this reading does not apply to all of the Virgos out there everywhere. It will only apply to maybe a handful or a few, being that I don't have a large following yet. So we're going to start this off right now. I've already got the main spread done because I have a time limit on my camera. So I'm going to do one more clarifier for each placement and then clarify as we go, hopefully quickly. So one more. Clarify current energy, biggest challenges and obstacles, person and or situation most on your mind, hidden secrets, truths, undercurrent, recent past. That's funny. 10 of Wands just came out on recent past. It's coming towards you. Advice, probable outcome, as well as the person, more information on the person that you're dealing with in the love situation. At the bottom of the card. Sign of Virgo. Did a pre-shuffle, so let's do one more quick. 1, 2, oops, 3. Seems like a lot of you are trying to break out of an old cycle. Quite a few cards come out while I was shuffling those. Okay. Clarifiers always muck things up. What the heck? Alright, so your current energy situation. You have Gemini as well as Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius, all the fixed signs basically. I can't remember if the world is Sagittarius or Capricorn. I believe it's Capricorn energy. But mainly the fixed signs, also Gemini here with the lovers. So either some of you have entered into a new phase of a relationship, whether it's an old or new. I kind of feel like it's a relationship that has been going on for a while. It's a new phase, but it could be a new relationship and you're trying to go in a different direction. It could be a choice though. Lovers is the card of choice, ultimate decision that needs or is being made, possibly regarding a lover. We're going to get a little bit more information on that. Lovers and the world, please, for Virgo, for the sign of Virgo, for their current energy. Okay, so moving into some type of victory and success. Now I'm assuming this is because of the recent past and possibly what's challenging you here. You've been dealing with a lot in the recent past. Now recent can be days, weeks, months, possibly even years. But you're coming out of a cycle where you were exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally. You felt overworked, overburdened. And you're trying to start something new here with the world, or close an old chapter to start a new one, possibly with a lover. We're going to look into that as well. Clarify the lovers. Clarify the lovers here for the sign of Virgo, please. It could be that you have made some type of victory, or had shared some type of victory in a connection. Ace of Wands. Okay, so yeah, definitely some of you can be dealing with a new relationship. A new start of a relationship. Clarify the world.
And we'll watch Teen Titans Go again.
Okay, I'll be in there in a minute. You may be receiving a lot of attention or giving a lot of attention to this person. You feel victorious in some way. I was a little bit distracted, so I'm going to put that out. It could be a Virgo. This could be a time, after a time of kind of isolating, though. Maybe there was a break in the relationship where you both separated for a time and you weren't communicating, but now you've come back together. But Ace of Wands does usually represent new. Clarify the world, please, for the sign of Virgo's current energy situation. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're moving out of stagnation. We have Scorpio energy here after the death of something. So something has ended. Literally, it could have been a connection that it ended suddenly, or it's just a phase in your life that you're exiting out of and you're starting new in a different direction. It is a good, you feel positively about this. With the Six of Wands, you feel optimistic, you feel like you're receiving recognition and reward from a merit for your hard work, possibly in work. What's the Six of Wands about? You have exited out of an old cycle, though, I do believe. For many of you, it was a huge transition, a huge shift, or a huge change. Possibly for you singularly or with a partner. Clarify that Six of Wands, please, for the sign of Virgo. What is this Six of Wands? What is this victory? What is this hard-won battle? The Six of Wands. 1, 2. You may be still in the transition now. 3. Still in the midst of a transition, a change. It took a lot of strength for you to make this move, to make this decision. It could be a decision. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. It could have been just a chance that you took, that you decided on a new opportunity, a new passionate beginning in some area of your life. I did say this is a love reading, but for those of you that are not interested in love, there are messages here for you as well. But you are probably still in the process of going through some type of change or transition. And I do feel like you feel optimistic about it, but it's still, there's a lot of energy being invested here. You are trying to take charge, take control of this, and it may be for some of you that has been a struggle in the past to feel like you did have control or you could take the lead with that Strength card. You're showing a lot of strength here, both physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual strength in moving something forward. Now, because I am on a timer, we're going to go ahead and move. I hate being on a timer. We have Aries, Leo, Sag, as well as Capricorn energy. And we're going to look at your biggest challenges or obstacles at this time. We do have the Hermit coming back out again, so you could have a Virgo. Could have separated from a toxic energy, or maybe it's a pattern that you've realized in yourself. You're still struggling with this. That's what that death is. That's what the transition is about. You're moving away from whatever this devil is. Now the devil can be, you do have the Page of Wands and the devil. It could have been a solely intimate-based relationship only, where it was only about the physical attraction, the chemistry, the magnetism. It could have been somebody who was controlling, abusive, toxic in some way. It could even be your own. We're going to take a look at that as well. Let's look at this Page of Wands first. Clarify this Page of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag, Capricorn, and Virgo is showing up here. Ten of Cups. Okay, so the first thing that popped in my head here was that somebody was robbing you of your joy, but they were selling you a dream. Something, or maybe you put too much idealism behind something. You were optimistic about something previously that didn't pan out, or there was a contract. There was a binding contract, and the idea behind it was happiness. It was like a wish come true, a dream fulfilled, happily ever after. Why is the devil here? What does this devil represent, please, for Virgo? What does the devil here represent? Clarify the devil. It could be that you separated from this person or energy, but you're still trying to navigate what exactly it meant to you, why you were attached to it in the first place. The Hermit is about introspection, so maybe that's something you're struggling with right now as you're trying to figure out this devil and this toxicity, whatever this was. Why is the devil here? What does that represent, please? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Two of Cups. It was a connection here. Whether it was a karmic connection, I don't know the depths of what exactly it was, whether it was just solely based on intimacy and there wasn't a lot there. For somebody there was, because we had the Ten of Cups. Somebody had this idea of happiness, but then you couldn't escape this. Now it could be a family tie, or a friend, or a co-worker, or something else other than a lover, but the Two of Cups is here, so there was emotion involved, but it could have been emotional manipulation. The Chariot showed up, which you have down here. Moving forward, forward movement. Somebody wanted to move this thing forward and the other person did not, or they didn't follow through, but they still expected a bargain. They expected you to hold up your end of the bargain, or you expected this person to hold up their end. You're trying to look at it, and you're trying to understand it, acknowledge it, have clarity over it. Anything for this Hermit, please? 1, 2, 3. The Two of Wands. Yeah, you were led to a choice, a crossroads decision, or you are currently in a crossroads decision. You're trying to take, now there could be an Aries, Leo, Sag involved, or you could be showing up as a Queen of Wands where you're trying to take possession, self-possession over this, like you're trying to take back control. It could be a choice involving a fire sign, or if they're not a fire sign, they're very ambitious, passionate, fiery, very attractive. If they're not attractive, like by your standards, it's something about their confidence or something about the way they hold themselves that's very attractive, but they're usually very self-confident. And I feel like this is a challenge here. So you're either struggling to take control of this and make a decision and come to a decision, or look at this and figure out what this was or what it is. Because we do have you in a new connection in your current, so I don't know if this is the same. I'll be in there in a minute.
It was taking too long.
I know, but I'm on a timer, so I can't just go, please. I'll be right back. So I'm probably going to have to make this a 2-part reading. I feel like for many of you, this was an emotional, manipulative, binding connection. Again, whether that, or toxic connection, whether that was with a friend, family, lover, regardless of that, there was an idea of happiness, and one person is still kind of trying to understand what this was, and I think that's you. You were trying to be introspective, you were trying to understand, and possibly you could still be connected to this person, and that's what the transition was about with the World and the Death card. You're trying to phase this out and move on with your life, or start over, go in a different direction. But part of the challenge here is that you're still in some ways tied to this, whether or not you're speaking to this person, whether or not, you're physically in the same space, it's still an energetic thing that you are struggling to pull yourself away from, or just understand, the cause and effect of it even. So there's still an attachment here of some kind, whether that's, physical, emotional, mental. Even if you're not physically with this person, they are energetically attached to you. And you may not be speaking, but you're still looking at it and you're still trying to understand. Not exactly what the choice is here. Maybe it's just about moving on and cutting some ties. But at one point there was this idea of happiness, at least for one person. Like this person could be your happiness, or this situation could bring you joy. But it came with it's like you didn't read between the lines with that Devil. It came at a cost, or there's still a cost. Alright, so let's look at the person or situation most on your mind, and we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. So this looks like a new potential beginning, possibly long-term benefit or long-term potential for success. But we have the Tower here, so that's Aries and Scorpio energy. And this, whatever this was, it either came unexpectedly or it came down. It was, one more with the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower, please. It was disrupted. One more with the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower, please, for Virgo. The person and or situation most on their mind, please, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yeah. Now this, whatever this was, this Ace of Pentacles, we're going to look into that. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. What was this opportunity? Potential for long-term success or long-term financial stability. What was this with the Ace of Pentacles? It could have been a relationship that started out really strong and really promising, but it ended suddenly. Some of you may have lost a home, lost a job, lost a career, had to let go of that. The Wheel of Fortune, this came unexpectedly. It came out of the blue, and it stirred things up in probably a less than desirable way, and probably a chaotic, disruptive, or it doesn't look easy, that's for sure. Clarify this Tower. What was this Tower? I'm going to switch it up. What was the Tower? Whatever it was, you may have felt abandoned, neglected, rejected. You may have become homeless. The Two of Cups came out again. So an ending of a connection. Probably the same connection that was showing up in what was crossing you. It may have just looked over there. It was 11:11 on my timer. This was a sudden end to a connection. Whether that was a lover, a friend, a family member. It could have even been an establishment, so a job. Anything else? You may have had to move. This Five of Pentacles can talk about financial scarcity. Yeah, you may have had to like kind of do something impulsive, or doing something risky didn't pay out and you lost out. Or you may have had to do something kind of like last minute in order to correct this, but it still left you in a bad place. Now, whether, maybe you didn't take a hit financially, but emotionally or even physically, like it physically left you shaken. This was not an easy thing, because there was the potential for long term. Somebody felt, and I think it's you felt that there was the potential for something real here, tangible. And then out of, it seems here, maybe not, maybe some of you, ended this yourselves, but the Tower is usually unexpected, out of the blue, shocking. It could have just simply been an end to a relationship or a connection. I don't know if you can see that. So we have the Tower and the Two of Cups together. I'm not going to do that because I don't have time. Moving on. Put that there, this over here. I'm trying to do this quick, but I'm used to doing like hour and a half to 2 hour long readings. So this is very different for me. All right, so hidden truth. What is the hidden truth, the underlying current? What is the root? Hidden meaning or truth here in your current situation, what you don't know but would benefit you to understand. Clarify the Star and the Chariot. Yeah, you were meant to let this go, or you were meant to be let go. This is actually an opportunity that you may not have felt in the moment that was a good one, but you will come to find out that this was for the best. With the Star and the Chariot, you have Aquarius and Cancer energy here, but this is actually the direction you were meant to take or to be led. Everything that happened here it's in your favor, whether you feel like it or not. You're meant to let it go. With the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, this is someone relenting a little bit, letting go of something that they held on really tight to. You weren't meant to hold on to this. You weren't meant to hold it even for maybe you weren't meant to hold it at all, but I feel like you probably were, but you weren't meant to linger there. The Ace of Cups just came out. So yeah, there is something better ahead for you, and you're meant to keep moving forward, which is what it seems you're doing in your current energy. So you are moving in the right direction, it would seem. You're just struggling a bit because of the damage that this did. You're still thinking about it, you're still processing it with the Hermit. The Star and the Chariot, what is this? This could be a wish fulfillment. You didn't know that this was set up to align you with a certain path. Some of you may even be like really literally moving, but this is usually movement, forward, progress in the figurative sense. It can be travel. Some of you could be taking a trip that you've wanted to take for a long time. Clarify. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune again, yeah. So this was destined, this was fated. What you don't know and don't understand about this was that you were meant to cross this person's path or align with a certain situation because it would benefit you in the long run. You might not be feeling that now. You might not even recognize it until much, much later. But this was meant. It was fated. You couldn't avoid it. You couldn't control it. It was just, it happened the way it was supposed to happen. So that was pretty. I don't usually read reversals, but so if you guys have not let go yet, then this is kind of advice for you in a way. It's time to move. It's time to let go. It's time to release it. It's time to move forward. You are destined for something better. This is not the end. It's just the end of this particular chapter, this particular path. So let's look at your recent past. One more? Yeah, one more. Clarify one more, the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Some of you were taking on more responsibility, probably within this connection, but maybe just in general. You were taking on a lot. You were overextending yourself. You didn't have boundaries in place. Somebody may have been taking you for granted, taking your effort for granted, taking your work for granted. Things were not fair, and you felt the crunch of it. You felt it physically, mentally, emotionally. You felt every bit of it. But you soldiered on in the hopes of something like a reward or a certain outcome. Obviously, I don't think it panned out because of the ending. Clarify one with the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, please. For Virgo's recent past, something's still affecting or influencing their current energy situation. 1. You have 5 minutes left. 2. And 3. Okay, yeah. It may have been you that took control of the situation and decided to end it. If not, it could have been an Aries, a boss, a superior, somebody that had a superior, like authoritative figure that liked to be in control. That is Aries energy. Let's look at this Emperor. It could have been a father figure, a boss, somebody that had control or power. Or you made the executive, you made the call, you took control of the situation and said enough is enough. But I kind of feel like this may have been the other person, like they were really demanding or controlling. For some of you, trigger warning, maybe even abusive, physically, mentally, verbally. We did have that double there. So 1, they demanded a lot from you. They took a lot. 2, there was an imbalance, though, in the connection, in the flow of things. 3. That's 2 of Cups. That's the 3rd time that's come out. So there wasn't a proper energy, reciprocity. That it wasn't there. You took on, or maybe it was the other person. Not to like make you the good guy and the other person the villain. Maybe you did. Maybe you had too many expectations. But that's not what I'm feeling here. I feel that there was somebody here that expected a lot. And they were a hard ass about it. They pushed you, but they pushed too hard and they gave too little in return. Something about the balance is off here. Now, it could have been a job. It could have been a boss that, put too much on you as far as responsibilities, duties, obligations. But they were almost like a dictator here. And that's probably what you're moving on from. We have 2 minutes to go. I'm going to actually let this run for a little bit over, but this thing's loud, so. One more with the 5 of Cups. Death just came out. I'm going to put it back up. Scorpio energy again. Clarify one with the 5 of Cups. Oh my goodness. That's too many. All in reverse. Okay, I thought this was good, but now I'm starting to question it. What's coming towards you? Most important influential thing coming towards you with the 5 of Cups and the Strength. 5 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Or what's coming towards Virgo that they would want or need to know about. One more with the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, please. Okay, Temperance. Yeah, you're gonna have to take on this Emperor energy and make some difficult decisions ahead. It may involve a family or a family situation, a financial or job, career situation. But it's going to require you to kind of be the one to initiate, to take charge, because I feel like whatever this devil is, it's going to try to keep you bound to it. In order to move away from it, you're going to have to be the one that releases this. The other person or the other energy, entity, whatever, it's not going to let you go easily, freely, of its own volition. It's going to hold on to you. What's this 5? Why is the 5 of Cups here? It's going to be a hard decision, because there are feelings on your part, at the least involved. Clarify this, okay. The Fool. Yeah. You're going to just have to take a blind leap of faith here and trust that whatever you're letting go, whatever you're moving away from, is going to end positively. And I really do feel that it will. You've got 3 major arcana now: Pisces, Leo, Temperance, Aries, also Aquarius. You've got a lot to look forward to, but before you can, you've got to release something from the past that is still causing you some grief and causing you some feelings of remorse, guilt, shame, regret. But you're moving towards this Ten of Pentacles. But first, you have to take that leap and decide once and for all to release something. With that Four of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like, just let go. There is some healing that's coming towards you. It's a timing thing. There's all in the proper time. It's divine timing. But you can't even begin to start this process until you have faith enough in yourself, trust yourself enough to move away from whatever this loss is, this pain, and possibly guilt over something. It's for you to have this Ten of Pentacles, which is, yes, financial success and abundance, but it's also about, something that is like a legacy. It's your idea of value and family and worth. That's going to take a lot of inner strength to get through this Five of Cups energy. We're going to move on to advice. Move on to advice with the Queen of Cups and the Six. Yeah, this is all about emotional balance and boundaries. This is not about bleeding into everything that asks you to feel for it or to give to it. You have to restrain yourself. Virgos are usually good about, they can be really good about leaving their emotions out of it, but for whatever reason you are struggling here to let something go. Yeah, see, you can't have your victory until you start creating boundaries and knowing your limits and careful with the Queen of Cups, Six of Pentacles. I know I've cut myself off, but I'm in a hurry. 1. What are the messages? Truth, clarity, wisdom, guidance, advice. 2. For Virgo. 3. Page of Cups. Yeah, it is about remaining receptive, but it's not about just being so compassionate, so empathetic that you actually bleed yourself. You gave too much back here in the recent past. You gave way too much of yourself, and you end up overexerting yourself to the point of physical, mental, emotional breakdown. Okay, you came close to the edge back here, and this is about making sure that you keep a nice flow here and understanding what you're capable of giving and what's too much, knowing your own limits, and not being manipulated either, not allowing others to manipulate you and make you feel like you have to give more, you owe them, they're entitled to a certain amount of something, especially when it comes to caring for somebody else, because you can care about someone while keeping your distance, but you went all in. You gave 100% of yourself, which left nothing for you. Nothing. You couldn't nourish the other relationships or the other things that are important or valuable because you were too busy giving so much to a certain person or to a certain group of people. So yeah, it's about finding that balance, that proper balance and flow and understanding reciprocity. You know, you can still be charitable and generous with your time, your energy, but it's not, you know, hemorrhaging everything either. Alright, I'm actually just going to do one more because I'm out of time. That one's just underlying energy anyway. And I don't want to have to make a part 2. So, most probable outcome with the Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, please, for the sign of Virgo. From now, moving on into the future, what is their most probable outcome? Keep in mind, probable is not definitive. You have free will. Therefore, you have control. And, you know, there are other influences, but probable is not definitive. I want the Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, please. 1, 2, and 3. And look at this page. Could be a brand new opportunity, maybe going back to school, maybe a new job. Do this now. God bless. Give me 1 minute.